Okay, welcome back. It is June 23 of 2015. We're going to continue on with Franz Brentano and his descriptive psychology. We're going to pick up his lesson on reaching true inner perception. And we will speak directly to the second and third moments. We don't really need to address sensate presentation. So if we begin with the second moment, we're going to take up the noticing and the acquisition of the immanent object out of the sensate presentation. And Brentano says that the acquisition of the content of experience takes place here, making the implicit perception of presentation explicit. We do this through recognition of difference, and there is a difficulty in recognizing difference, Brentano admits. And the first cause is the veiling of experience due to small spatial extension or short temporal duration or low qualitative intensity or differences of little import. In addition, it could be the accompanying feelings of veiling. So veiling equals where difference lies below the threshold of noticing for Brentano. Now, a second reason that we have difficulty in recognizing difference is the division of attention and the three blind spots. There could be competing simultaneous events. There could be the problem of habitual neglect that creates the blind spot of habit. Or there could be a prejudice that something does not exist. That creates the blind spot of prejudice, or fatigue and passions could create the blind spot of emotion. Now, there is a memory and an overcoming of veiling and the blind spots through the practice of repetition. Repetition of experience leads to grasping of the lesser significant components of experience. And here's key, repetition also leads to mechanical memory in storage of that which acquires explicit noticing. The internalized memory of mechanical memory also will include an intuitive recognition of the unity of these percepts. And so that takes us to the third moment of acquiring the actual psychical phenomena. This is the formation of the psychical phenomena that exists in itself within mechanical memory. And Brentano says that percepts exist in themselves because thinking exists in itself. They have become phenomena which are presented as such to the self internally. So it's like an internal psychical presentation to the self. Now, inner perception is metaphorically understood by Brentano as the first stage of the anatomy of the soul. Contemplation of the psychical realities takes place, and this is the moment of what he calls psychognosy. He says the dignity of the psychical domain itself inaugurates this anatomy of the soul moment. Contemplation addresses the distinctions of the percepts in mechanical memory and their relation to each other. So contemplation is actually an ordering by affiliation in 4 steps. It begins with the sensate presentation, then the forming of associations and the sign naming of a percept, then the imprinting of psychical intent over the experience, and then the positing of the perceived unity of the sign names as a sign model. This equals inner perception for Brentano. So sensate presentation has entered the self to become in itself psychical phenomena, and that correlates to the immanent object that we acquired in the second moment. So we're reaching in itself psychical phenomena that becomes an internal presentation of psychical identity and psychical determinant components to the self, which are stored in kind of a mechanical memory that is loosely arranged in a intuitive unity, but nothing formal at the categorical or conceptual level, but gathered more or less as a unifying whole that can be retained and recalled. when we do enter into deeper, more cognitive work. But for perceiving, it's a storage within the mechanical memory in an intuitive perceived unity. And that gives us a very good look at what Brentano calls reaching the moment of true inner perception. We have to grasp that eminent object, eminent psychical object that all sensate presentation contains. Then we have to reach psychical phenomena through the contemplation of the psychical realities that are stored in mechanical memory, that become psychical presentations to us internally. And so it gives us a little additional. This is one of the appendices to the lectures on descriptive psychology, but the appendices are equally important to the lectures because, in essence, they are other mini lectures that he has given that have been recorded by the author here for us, by the editor. And so this is the first appendix to the descriptive psychology, which was reaching true inner perception, from page 129 to 139, and we'll pick up from 139 and continue through these appendices in the next lesson.